This video is to review adding and subtracting radicals. So what we know is that we have to have the same exact thing under the radical in order to add and subtract. So what I'm going to do is reduce each of these radicals in order to subtract them. So I'm going to make a factor tree with 147. I'm going to go ahead and divide it by 3. So then that's going to leave me with 49. Then I'm going to divide that by 7 and 7. So my root is 2, so I'm looking for groups of 2. And I had x to the 5th power. So again, I'm looking for groups of 2. So this would reduce to 7x squared, square root of 3. So reducing the 48, I'm going to divide 48 by 4, and then that gives me 12. This is 2 and 2. 12 is 6 and 2, and 6 is 2 and 3. So again, I'm looking for groups of 2. So here's 2 2's, and then here are 2 more 2's. So I have 2 2's, which gives me 4 on the outside. And again, I have my 5 x's. So I have x squared and left with the square root of 3. So what I have to remember is that this whole part is like a variable from here to here. This is basically saying 7x minus 4x, which gives us 3x. But my variable ending is a lot more complicated. I have 7x squared times the square root of 3 minus 4. So I have 3x squared square root of 3 left. Okay, all of that remains the same because I'm just subtracting those. Alright, let's do one more example problem. If you want to try this one on your own, pause the video and then come back and check your answer. Okay, this one is a good problem to try because we've got to multiply first and then do subtraction. So I'm going to multiply 5 times 45, which gives me 225. X times x squared is x cubed. Y cubed times y to the 5th is y to the 8th. And then 3 times 12 is 36. And I add my exponents again and I get x to the 11th. Oops, my mistake. So I have x to the 3rd and y to the 8th. Two different variables there. We can't combine those. So now we want to reduce each of those. So I'm going to make a factor tree. 225 is 15 and 15. And I don't really have to go further than that. You can if you want to, but I don't need to. X, X, X. I have 3 of those. And I have 8 y's. So groups of 2, groups of 2. So this reduces to 15x y to the 4th. And the only thing I have left over that wasn't circled was the x. Alright, I'll do the same thing here with my 36. It breaks down to 6 and 6. So again, there's my group of 2. And I have the exact same thing here, so I'm not going to write that out. You can if you want to. But I have 6x y to the 4th, the square root of x. So just like before, I basically have 15 take away 6. All of this is staying the same. None of that is being touched. So 9x y to the 4th, square root of x. If you have more questions about adding and subtracting radicals, please see your math teacher.